Hello YouTube, wanted to do a video on inshore setups, what we use for when we're inshore fishing. The first one we have here is a jig. As you can see, it's a little jig, white jig tied to a loop knot, and then right here we have fluorocarbon to braid knot or mono knot of whatever your choice is. And we use this with shrimp, mullet, mud minnows, whatever bait we have active from the bait shop. The second rig here is a fish finding rig or a Carolina rig. As you can see here, I do this a little bit different. As you bass fishermen know, Carolina rig is a good rig. I tie braid to fluorocarbon or mono. Then I come down here, maybe a 5-6 foot, 4 foot mono or fluorocarbon. Then I use some bobber stops. I put 2 bobber stops and a bead right here, and then your weight can come up, hit the bead. Then I put 2 or 3 bobber stops and a bead here. This makes this rig very easily adjustable for however long you want your leader. Then normally a 1/0 hook or 1/0 circle hook or something like that, or owner Kale hook, whatever you like. But I like to do this way. Seems to work a little bit easier. I have noticed with the weights, the egg weights, that when it's on the braid, it wants to fray the braid. Like if you're using a egg sinker, bead, and a swivel on the braid, as the weight moves up and down, it wants to fray the braid, and I've been broke off there before. So I've been doing it this way. This way the egg sinker is on the mono. The next rig I like to use is a float rig. This is a really good rig right here, trout. Use it with shrimp. What we do here is we tie a float on, put a float on with a bead, and then we come up to a bobber stop. I don't know if you can see the bobber stop right here. So you get a little closer. The bobber stop is right here, and you move the bobber stop up and down, so when your float is in the water, you can adjust the depth. See if I can get this. As you can see, you can move the bobber stop up and down, back and forth right here for however depth you want. Put a little bead on it right here, so when the float comes up, it hits the bead, not the bobber stop. Then I use another bead here that when the float comes down, it hits the weight. Now these weights here are float rig weight. They actually have a weight with a swivel. Then you come off your swivel right here, and you use mono or fluorocarbon, and you come down to, I like to use a 1/0 or a #1 circle hook. As you're throwing the float out, you're feeding it line, giving it line, let it float, let it move with the current and everything. And then when the fish hits it, the float goes down, then you gotta engage the reel and catch up. So I like to use a circle hook, so maybe the fish will hook itself and you get a better chance with more hookups. So those are some of the rigs that we use when we're float fishing. I hope that helps out, and thank you for watching.